those important swing rounds didn't go their way. Obviously had a shot at a very strong start on their CT side, had the great advantage in the pistol round. I think it was Chester then who just pulled off a ridiculous clutch. It was all those small differences, all the clutch rounds that managed to go the way of YK that led to them being able to just about edge that game out in the end. So I'm certainly not counting Mongols out. This is a somewhat similar map in terms of the approach that we're going to be seeing. So yeah, I'm expecting another very close one. We could get to 2-0. We could have a third map. I'm not going to put a prediction on it. I just want to see some more good CS out of this.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're here for ultimately. The 4 teams, 1 spot, etc. As we said, we just want to see some good games, right? It's going to be over relatively sharpish, so... Freeman, the first line of defense here, in towards B, flashes in, but it's not quite good enough. They weren't all blind. Marek at the back end of the site needs to do work here, buy some time for these rotations. Good for one, so ball. Meanwhile, Chester going to get caught as well, just overwhelmed by the Glocks. 4 on 2. Salmon moving in fast, also overwhelmed. Cheeky little smoke to work around. It's going to be Joe King, the only one left. Mongols looking to get off to that flying start that we had so hoped for them. Are anything insane, and no insanity here.
No, just pretty straightforward shooting. Good round from NCL and Machine Gun. And, well, a pretty limited force buy coming back in from YK. I don't expect them to be able to steal this one away, but a bit of damage has got to be the main goal. Don't let Mongols get too much money built up in these early stages, because that's the one thing they never had back on Inferno, the comfort of having an actual economy behind them. Never really managed to stabilize quite to that extent. The only time they really chained enough rounds together to do so would have been on that CT side when they got a stretch of like 5 rounds in a row or something, but considering they'd been rebuying into the double op setup throughout that stretch of rounds as well, they never actually really built anything up. So this is their first chance to do so. Did take some damage in their efforts to get mid-control here, but nothing really too crazy. They'll fall back, get the bomb there in the possession of Magnums, just making sure no one's pushing through spawn. And they'll slowly take this mid-control, just waiting to see exactly where the opportunities might arise. I'm liking how heavy this A stack is, though. They've gone very aggressive, though, in towards Palace as well. So that should confirm pretty soon that there's not really much towards this A side of the map. Probably not in time to really shift their focus back to B, though.
Kind of strange, isn't it? Freeman's going to keep going. They seem pretty ready for this. That connector smoke going to give the game away a little bit, right? So, super prepared, or at least as prepared as they can be. 3 players on the B site. Very fast flanking coming as well. Marek. Big frag. Looks like they're going to try and bail here. Freeman, though. Oh, he's just missed them, hasn't he? I was going to say maybe he could hear this, but not going to be the case. Nice little bait and switch play from the Mongols. Still, 5 on 4. Now a 4 on 4. I was going to say retake could be possible. Scout is here in this plant. Hoping to find a frag. Marek, meanwhile, has recovered himself an AK. Chester needs to just stay alive. And that's going to be tough, though. Takes the peak. Wins the fight. Freeman's found ahead as well. It's all just machine gun all of a sudden. In for the double spray down, but he's left on 21 HP. Surely they will clean him up, and they will. Ah, man, converting these pistols, it's proving to be pretty tough. YK with a nice round to get themselves on the board fast.
Alright, I mean, I said it should be a pretty straightforward one for the Mongols, but I'm proven wrong, unfortunately, for the Mongols' sake. YK, though, on the other hand, going to be feeling pretty good about how that went down. Not only stealing it away off the back of their force buy, but also coming away with 2 AKs then in the end as well, taking the best of the possible weaponry along with them, allowing them to ensure that they shouldn't at least be risking too much now in this follow-up round, even if there is a force buy from the Mongols. There is not going to be a force buy, though. They're happy enough to take this eco. A Deagle, a P250, and, well, nothing else really. So I'm not expecting a ton, but a couple of kills would be nice to find. The bomb plant maybe here as they look to favour towards B. It's not going to be easy to come by, though. It would have been nice there.
Oh. He's holding it. Nade would have been good. The flash was a little bit weird, wasn't it? It looked like he was going to get overwhelmed. There's the nade. A little too late. Oh. Nice find from Sogo. Don't think he's going to get the round. He has potential to get another. Freeman is a little isolated for the time being. Oh, going to take the peak as well. I mean, kind of dangerous here. The dink is enough to finish him, but Sogo cannot find it. So, cleanly dealt with. Should be another buy for the Mongols. First proper rifle round here, Dean. A little later than usual. What are you thinking? YK, are they going to start running away, or what?
I mean, even if they were to win this, unless it's a super convincing round, I don't think they're going to start running away with it necessarily. If the Mongols can keep this one competitive, get a bomb plant at the very least, then they'd likely be able to keep the pressure on. But ideally, obviously, they don't want it to have to be that difficult. They would like to just straight up win it out now, slap them down while their economy is still in a troublesome position. Mid control is the goal here. Nade goes in. That's going to do some decent damage. No, apparently not. The ball's just a little bit too short, I think. Either way, Chester pushed up in towards the apartments there. I was going to say had a good position to likely cut off pretty much a half of the map right there for them, but didn't really want to stick around, I suppose, taking too many risks. Just showing a little bit of early presence, putting it in the mind of Sogu that he has to be cautious of that potential apps aggression and forcing the Mongols really just to take their time here in the early stages, that's all. Right, now some utility usage.
Bomb's making its way over towards B. So Mongols, they have a bit of a penchant for the B bomb site, don't they? It was the same on Inferno, loved a B play. And it seems to be the case here with Mirage as well. 45 seconds, looking for that short presence. Giving themselves a lot of time here, Dean, I've got to say. So it could get panicked. Oh, and a late smoke in towards the apartments as well. Really going to screw them. They don't have anything, really. They've got one smoke. At the very least, there's not a stack in towards this B bomb site, but, you know, it's going to be tough here. Marek on the little off angle. We got the AWP as well to back him up. In it comes. Chester, only good for the one, though. Marek on the edge of this smoke is really proving to be troublesome. It's Freeman that comes through, right? The cavalry has arrived. That's what he was buying time for. 8 seconds to get this bomb down. Freeman going to try and charge in, and the last second panic, it kind of gets to him a little. Joking, though, finds himself in a pretty good spot. Just machine gun. And not going to happen, spotted on the edge of the smoke. So, closer than I expected it to be. I thought with only one smoke they were going to get ruined. But all the same, it will be YK with another.
Yeah, an incredibly close one, but as you said, the main thing is they managed to take it. The bomb going down doesn't quite give everyone on the Mongols enough to force by either, so I don't know if it's really worthwhile going for. Obviously, with only 2 standing, they know that the economy is not going to really build up for YK, but I don't think they can justify a force by either. I'm expecting a bit more investment, though. Yeah, I was surprised they weren't really buying up some pistols at the very least. Kevlar as well, considering they have 2,900 coming in this next round for themselves. So let's see what can be done. YK right now in with a chance potentially if they can take this round cleanly and look towards that next gun round to potentially just start running away with this towards the 2-0. So the Mongols do need to start finding some fun. Already an off kill for the opening. Freeman not even really playing off of that one way at that point. He just dropped the molly and was looking to try and move back towards connector as he finds the kill. Sogo, although he might have the drop here, I was going to say, wouldn't really be able to get away with much more. The weapon wouldn't have been recoverable with Zoking also there alongside him, and he doesn't even get that far. The first kill's not going to come his way.
Marek's loving these little freaky off angles, isn't he, to be fair? Get overwhelmed here if he's not careful. Yami himself in. I just can't convert the frag, unfortunately. So, flawless round. It's pretty big early on. YK won maybe 2 more rifle rounds, and I think we can start to say that this looks like a very, very, very scary half. Mongols have got to get their act together.
Yeah, I mean, it's... At least in the early stages of Inferno, they were keeping it competitive. It was back and forth, and they were able to win out a few of those closer rounds. But right now, sadly, they aren't really managing to do that. And with how the previous round went for YK, they've even managed to build up a pretty decent economy. So it's going to take a couple rounds in a row for the Mongols to really crack through and break them down. Looks like they might be favouring straight up towards a B here in this round. A little bit surprising. You don't see this too often coming into a gun round, but I guess it's a response to the aggression that they're maybe expecting from YK, and we're seeing that coming in towards mid right now, meaning that the response, the rotations, they should be relatively quick, but that doesn't mean Marek can get away with not coming away with any kills at all, and unfortunately that's how it plays out. He was forced in by the molly right there, dropped by machine gun, and well, now the bomb is likely to go down. We'll have to see what they can do on the retake. Unfortunately, before the bomb goes down, it's already put into a 5-on-3. And Freeman gets spammed down to the smoke then as well. You've just got to call for the save at this point, surely. You can see they've already called for it. They're just getting the hell out of there, and Oppen and M4 that are going to be very valuable in this next round. Even though they have money, it's just not worthwhile to throw them away.
There you go, a worked out round, much cleaner. Some ridiculous shots being landed by some of the players though, you do have to say, so we'll see how long that keeps up for. But yeah, slightly more put together, and getting that execute down I think is kind of the key thing. They've been trying to just sort of contact their way in and I guess work off the individuals, and YK have looked sharp, so they needed something more substantial. Get themselves the second on the board now. The question is, can they keep this rolling? Of course, that one round that they've got so far is the pistols, so this is their first rifle round, and they have to keep consistency, especially on the T side. I think it's pretty important. We've seen how fast in the recent, you know, in the modern game, I guess you could call it, the meta that we have at the moment, how fast this CT side can just start taking over a game if you let it. So, have to get this one, have to break the bank, otherwise YK. One round, what good does that really do? A tough little spray down there for Joking. He is left very low. I think dinked through the wall, so kind of lucky to be alive. Irregardless, he gets that first and he gets out.
In a small bit, never fun, especially when the nade follows up afterwards to just bring him down to 38 now. Hasn't even had any contact. Not only the man disadvantage, but also quite a bit of damage sustained as well. Looks like they're gonna bring the bomb actually in towards mid as well here. Not too sure where they want to end it, but they have options. They have a bit of presence in connector already. They could have got a player up short if they wanted to get in towards ladder, just to open up the B split if they wanted. As we can see with a player in towards Palace, they want to make this happen towards A. I was going to say Salmon looked tempted to peek connector. That would have been a bit of a mistake. Instead, they're just going to let Zoking take that initial contact. Lands an easy shot on the up. Salmon's going to be good for at least one there as they come up connector. And I was going to say the trade seemed to have worked in their favour, but somehow that has fallen apart as well. Back into a 2-on-2, the bomb going down for that CT position as well, and they have strong spots to try and play this from now.
Looking for these fights on both sides of the equation. Yami checking in between angles. Once the info comes in, it becomes a lot easier. They were ready for him but couldn't find the kill. Sogo just messing around here. Great flash comes in. Freeman able to hide away from it. That shot is ridiculous. Now it's just Freeman up against Yami. Hardly any time to work with. And Yami takes his head clean off. Here we go. Mongols not quite as domineering as the last one, but they are finding themselves some consistency. Moving up to 3. As I said, that ruins the bank here. They might be able to drop across. Thank God Joking is rich as hell. But all the same, YK really deep into the coffers for this one.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that they're able to keep the ball going again might work against them. It's not too bad, thankfully. There's only really the one weakness with the MP9, but obviously if they lose this, then they are ecoing. Suddenly it's 5 for Mongols, and if they're to win that next go round, that T side already at that point would just be ridiculously out of control. So, yeah, considering the position YK had, you can see how quickly this can spiral out for them. They cannot allow that to happen. As we get a bit of a slower default from the Mongols. I mean, at this stage, they're definitely expecting this more aggressive playstyle from YK. But if YK can somewhat restrain it, if they can not overextend as they seem to be doing right now, which is take that early mid control, have a peek, see what's going on, then fall back after having made some noise. So it's forcing the Mongols themselves to at the very least be slow and be cautious. And with that, they're not really gaining any map control. They're not getting any knowledge of what's going on, and they're also importantly not pressuring any of those CT players really. So they're able to conserve what was a very limited amount of utility at the start of this round, which is going to be important here as we get towards the end of the round, as the actual commitment begins to come in. It looks like it's going to be the B split.
Nice angle for Joking. Love that. They really have no idea. I think they kind of figure it out a bit too late, and obviously he's out of there. Okay, we'll see how this B play goes. Freeman gives up the window control. He'll move across. 30 seconds. Really not a lot of time here, Dean. This could fall apart before it's even begun, to be honest with you. 25. And they're bailing. I'm going to try and move A. Oh, God. Joking. Bend around here. And now, half-ass check, but then NCL, he will get it. Player in towards ramp is the one that they might not expect. Sogo, meanwhile, has ripped apart the B defense, but there's just not a lot of time. There goes the bomb. 10 seconds to get it down, if that. 5 seconds, got to get it down now, and it's just not going to happen. And that's the round. They can't find the kills. And somehow, whoa, YK come away with it. Nice shot from Chester as well to stay alive. Absolute mess from the Mongols.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much as bad as it could be there in the end, considering the deaths after time. Thankfully, they had some economy already, so it doesn't leave them with, like, 0 or anything. But still, after the reinvestment here, you can see it would have left them in a pretty awkward spot. So they decide instead to just spend the extra cash. I like it. Just considering the scoreline, considering they still have quite a few rounds to go in this half, you don't need to push the issue right now. If they can just use the saved weapons alongside the pistols that they've upgraded to do some damage, then they have a chance to still break YK again in the following round. So I do understand the approach. Fortunately, they've already lost one of those weapons, and well, continued aggression from YK is going to continue to also find some find profits for them. So a 5-on-3, NCL actually got that AK back. Okay, I thought Zoking had pushed through looking for the weapon, but no, apparently not. Didn't want to go as deep as it was, I suppose, so just took his FAMAS and fell back out. I guess they're just hoping here to maybe catch the rotations. I don't think they're really expecting to be able to win the round, though.
Yeah, I mean, little do you know, but Joking obviously has a free opportunity. It's actually Salmon that takes the spot, so fair. And I mean, now what, right? Like, Magnum's on the AWP. I guess he'd have a bit of money moving forwards, but against 5, does he just want to save this? Apparently not. Gets the leg. Unlucky. Either way, YK moving up to 6, not losing a single player there. Barely any damage taken as well. As said, there will be a buyback for Mongols, but YK retaining the lead is kind of the important thing here, and any opportunity they get, they need to grow the gap. So, looking good once again, bit more stability. Give us one more clean rifle, and maybe, you know, we have to start asking questions. Mongols take a timeout. Doesn't seem to be too much the trend, though, does it, timeouts here in this series?
No, we got one early on Inferno, but since then they've been pretty lax with them. I don't think we've seen one at all, so kind of surprising. But we'll see. Things get real desperate. I mean, considering YK's somewhat control on this game right now, they're really not looking at a great investment here themselves with a couple of masses still in play. Good backfire on them, but we'll have to see. This B push just so separated. The mollies initially forcing them to just drop out the window in towards Freeman, a deeper one as well, stopping the backup from being able to actually come in and even try for the trades. As the only success they found so far was from that mid lurker catching, I believe, the A rotation. And while that does give them a bit of an open, and in theory the bomb's still back in the apartments, and it just take them so long to run it around that they're, for now, just slowing it down and waiting to see if they can hopefully use this time to their advantage. Freeman jumps up and just rips off Magnum's head. That's unfortunate. Really could have done with the extra player.
My man Sogo. Looking pretty good once again on the 10 kills, you know. Hoping to get in. Find a spot. NCL, though, can't get the bomb through. So, Sogo gets his kill, god damn it. Unfortunately, his teammate has dropped the bomb in a very awkward area. 30 seconds left. He's going to save the AWP. This time, it makes a bit more sense, right? They don't have that same bank that they had in the previous. So, 7 for YK, probably an 8th. Honestly, I don't know. I'd maybe argue to die here. I guess the loss bonus is really stacking up, but, like, it's going to throw your money a bit skew if you kind of have to survive the next round.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's definitely going to leave them in a rough position, but I don't think he necessarily has to survive the next round. Obviously, they have the loss bonus going, so if you could just at least be willing to be dropped an op, if, well, He's not even the opper, so he doesn't need it in the next round. What was I thinking? I was thinking he wouldn't be able to buy the op again himself, sure, but he'd get a drop. But obviously it's Magnums that's the opper, so yeah, I mean, he'll be fine. He'll get his rifle. Has a deagle here to work with. He got in return, was willing to give Magnum the op. Surprisingly so. I mean, yeah, sure, Magnums is the opper, but he's also 2 and 7 compared to Sogo's 11 and 8, and Sogo also was ridiculous on that first map as well. Ouch.
Yeah, and that gives it away as well. Nice little flash to just kind of bait out whether the AWP is there or not. Good info gathering. Chester, meanwhile, is pushed in towards mid, so they're really heading in. Yeah, yummy, though. Excuse you. Alrighty, then. They still have a lot of mid control. The T side have got to get through here if they choose to go mid, which they are. NCL. Ready for this angle, but can't find it on that Tech 9. Freeman looking good for 3. And despite Yami's small heroics in the early round, it will again go the way of YK.
Just gonna need a little bit of look on his side here. Come away with anything really, and well, that's not gonna happen. Didn't even have the bomb in his possession, so really the best he was hoping for there was a couple of kills. 8-3. YK really starting to find control, and that was with some stumbles in the early stages as well. This could have been even more one-sided if not for some big plays coming through from the Mongols. So it does feel quite scary for them, you've got to say, considering obviously how map 1 played out. YK did take that 16-13 victory, on track to make it even more convincing potentially here on Mirage, and well, it's going to be mid-control. That wasn't on apparently for Chester. Doesn't quite land, and well, with that, at least the mid-control taken for the Mongols. YK not really able to do a lot about retaking, I wouldn't imagine, and well, it's going to be a very quick A split, so they're not going to be given a lot of time to think about what they want to do here either. Smoke at least extinguishes the molly, avoiding for now the spam that's coming through, and well, the connector push it being slowed as well, so they've actually eased the pressure somewhat, and it is going to be that wallbang that eventually there does take Salmon out, but not before he's good for 1 kill. He gives his teammates the chance to rotate in as well to allow them potentially to put a stop to that bomb plant. Unfortunately, all it really does in the long run is base Zoking in and flip the advantage back in favour of the Mongols.
All grouped up at CT. What's the plan here, YK? There's been a lot of time. Those post plants are built up quite well. Yami waiting for the flash in. Can't get the kill, but the trade is there for NCL. That's what they're looking for, right? Just retain the man advantage at the end of the day. One planted for 2 of them as well. A wild attempt from Marek. Not going to happen. The AWP will make it out. They do have that money to buy into the next. I say the AWP will make it out, will it? Nope. Okay. So, there you are, Mongols. Another round for them, starting to soften the blow a little bit. But still the buyback for YK. If they can immediately get through here, it still remains kind of problematic. Mongols, so they have looked good. Once they've gotten that foothold back in, they got, you know, 2-3 rounds on the trot. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's still recoverable. Even just up towards 6 would be a pretty decent D-side, in fairness. To win out this one, 7 would actually be fairly doable. Gonna smoke that molly, hoping to sell that they're still towards the top boxes, I suppose, and perhaps catch them off guard that he's already close in towards connector. Sadly, that doesn't work out. Freeman was ready for it. Tried to catch him actually with the nade, I believe, in hand, and it still doesn't go his way. As the opening kill again is going to be given towards YK. I don't think Salmon was spotted there. No, I think it was just the spam over towards jungle or something along those lines. Molly goes over towards the stairs as well, so Salmon just going to stay tucked in for now, and well, it is all 3 players towards this A side of the map, but they're taking their time. I mean, they've made their presence well known. It's not like they're trying to be stealthy about it. They've just been held off by these nades that were held onto for a very long time by YK. And I was going to say Marek's position there was likely to cut off the bomb carrier, but at least for now, Magnums is going to be able to stay alive. The problem is they have no room to fall back.
Tough to know where to go from here, man. These 5-on-3 situations. To cover. NCL, he'll start the ball rolling. Still only about 25 seconds, and look at the minimap. Marek's coming in behind. Indeed, making good work on the A site. Chester still at CT, but like I said, Flank is hitting it so very fast. He's going to find himself one, maybe even a little more. Comms not there, and Marek will get all three. It looked good for a second, didn't it? Those initial kills into the A bomb site were not bad at all. Very clean, very quick. Not losing much HP with the Flank. They were on a timer and they just didn't know it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's the nature of just kind of giving up the map control and not actually playing out a default. Especially Mirage. That mid control, incredibly important. For this round, though, all they're working with is a couple AKs, some upgraded pistols. I'm not expecting a ton, although it looks like they're going to hit us with a quick B play. This time, I believe, attempting to just wait out the nades before actually pushing through, which will probably work out better for them. Let's see. I mean, there's still some utility that should be tossed down in return, some mollies and such that can actually slow the push, and well, Freeman from short does some decent damage as they're coming out. Unfortunately, it's only damage. The kills are all going the way of the Mongols. Only a single frag returned from Marek. Chester pinned in the window on low health as well as doomed as he jumps through. It's Sogo. Pretty much seals the deal here in this round, leaving only Salmon. Lopping it out, feeling helpless. Does get one kill, but that won't even confirm the escape, I don't believe, considering Magnums is right on his heel.
Yeah, Salmon looks like he'll get out, maybe. Oh, yep, that's the frag he needed. He should be able to get out now, so kind of a decent one as well. Makes it pretty costly going into the final round, I guess. But it doesn't have too much of an effect. That's a bit of a autopilot analysis from me, I guess. And he still sticks around for the fights there. That's kind of funny. I think really need this gun into the next round, guys. So, you know, we're never a fan when they're saving, but they're not really saving. Either way, he will get it out. And there will be a trading of weapons and whatnot. Should be a workable-ish buy here for YK. 9's still pretty good, especially considering they lost a pistol. They'd love that 10, of course, so we'll see a lot of pressure into this round. NCL does have an AK available to him, so that's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately a limited buy for YK on the other hand. Chester, I thought was double naded, but he only took 36 damage, so it's not a beat. Freeman, on the other hand, also taken down relatively low here to 48, so in terms of early damage, at least the Mongols have come out and come out positively in that regard. And well, it wasn't something that was going their way a lot, especially back on Inferno. If you recall, it was always seemingly YK who are managing to find the strong starts and rounds. Again, this mid control goes uncontested. I mean, YK, they've been having a fairly effective CT side, just playing based on the kind of re-aggression once they lose that mid control, either in towards A or else. I think we've seen them maybe once peeking the op deeper into the apartments once they lost the mid control. Usually, though, it is this A response you see from them, and I think the Mongols may have a bit of a read on that now, considering they've set themselves up for this B split, and there's not going to be a rotation anywhere nearby.
Problematic, isn't it, really? Very problematic. B bomb site, it's flames at the moment. Nice find from NCL. Marek. Oh, goodness. 25 seconds. Should be enough time to recover it, but there is a chance that he doesn't get checked. He Magnums, though. He's savvy. Massive frag. Oh, lands a leg. It's not going to be enough, and I think that should seal the deal for my money. Down goes joking. Salmon finds himself with no gun in hand, and that will be that. 9-6 at the turn of the half. We'll see how this pans out into half number 2. I mean, Mongols, pretty good recovery from them. We'll see whether they can take us to a third map. Join us after the break.
Hey Future Pros, you know the map, it's Mirage, and we're back with another smoke. This smoke, if thrown correctly, will land in the window on B side. To do this smoke, line up with this curb on the ground. Position your crosshair up where these two planks intersect. Then jump through the smoke. Now window will be perfectly smoked off. It's one less angle for your teammates to worry about, and I'm sure they'll be happy about that.
Howdy doody, welcome back. Half 2 here of Mirage. YK Gaming taking that advantage. Of course, as you can see, already a map up if you are just joining us. But it's TheMongolz with a little bit of a recovery towards the tail end. They'll now be on this stronger CT side. Pistol, pretty important. They always are. But at a 9-6 scoreline, it really puts a lot of pressure on your rifle rounds if you lose out on that pistol. So, and that's really for both sides of the equation, I would say. So, Mongols, they'll be hoping to find it, hoping to hold on. It's an execute coming in from YK Gaming, though, Dean. They have got plans for the pistol here. Simple stuff, keeping CT open. Always a risk, a run-in from Magnums, unsuccessful. And now just machine gun. He's staying alive. He needed a little more ammo. Somehow still alive, though. Thought he was going to get overwhelmed. What's going on? He's just running around, finding heads, and he gets himself an ace for Mongols. What the hell has just happened at triple?
That was ridiculous. That second kill especially, where he flicked the guy who tried to run past them on triple. It's just like, that player at that point presumes the run and gun technique's going to work for him. He's like, yeah, easy peasy, I'll just sprint past him. I'm bound to hit the Glock surely at that range. He falls, he's like, it's alright, he'll be traded at least. He's trapped in on triple. Doesn't matter too much. A second guy goes down, he's like, it's fine, it's machine gun. He's hitting some nice shots, but we can still win this round. And it just keeps on going. I don't know how the hell he's able to come away with so much. He ended up chasing them around triple in the end.
Yeah, so I don't know, mate. When he reloaded, I thought he was dead. When he was reloading, I was like, alright, this is it. He'll get caught now. And then he just didn't die.
I did most of that damage there by jumping up on the close window boost. Risky repeat. They don't need to take these risks right now. The Mongols have their chance. They know they're up against very, very little in this round as well. Just ensure it's a clean one, keep all 5 standing, and make sure that going into this first gun round, you're actually going to have the bonus round approach, because they are pretty heavy on the SMGs here. Or at least in terms of having a FAMAS and 2 SMGs. They haven't gone full M4s or anything. And, well, yeah, looks like all 5 will be left standing unless Chester manages to Glock someone down mid.
Nope.
Almost.
Clean finish is what Mongols want, but the early rifle buy, I'm a big fan of this actually from YK, so we'll see what they can find with it. Of course, you sacrifice a little bit of the utility, but beyond that, it's very workable. You get the guns out and you can kind of catch them if they've not anticipated this, as I feel Mongols maybe haven't. You find yourself with a heavy gun advantage, right? We got a FAMAS and 2 MP9s. Would have been nice to see Magnums with all that money upgrade to another M4, but they're going to work with the parameters. You can see a lot of aggression coming in. Magnums looking to get in the face of the MP9, but I was going to say that range shouldn't work for him. He's traded quickly, which still in a way benefits the T side, but kind of ridiculous that he even gets away with 1.
This aggression actually punished as well. Oh, MP9 now left standing alone after that initial kill from Sam, and the molly might even stop the fallback. No, he just about makes it through before it actually blooms, so it is a man disadvantage for the Mongols at least. They don't lose that B side of the map completely, and well, now actually with the attention shifting back towards A, if they can take out this connector player before the rest of them start to push through, suddenly they can even just set up for the retake. They'd have a decent 3-on-3 to try and play off of. Unfortunately, Sogo not going to withstand the push in towards connector. They were trying to play the contact, and Zoking prepped in himself, good for at least the 1 before going down. That's worthwhile. That is more than worthwhile in this situation. It might actually be enough to just force the save. I'd say right now out of both of them. If they don't get a kill in the next few seconds, they should be just carrying these M4s over.
Yeah, it's that aspect of futility, isn't it? The money's not too bad, but it just feels like an unwinnable scenario. But at the same time, as we've seen across the course of the day, Asian Counter-Strike, all that good stuff, feels like a lot of the unwinnables can turn in your favor. But yeah, like you say, looking for an early one doesn't happen. They don't want to commit deep into the lion's den. It's like, right, okay, if they're not in these more open angles or whatever, then obviously they're going to be packed in together, and with 1.5 players worth of HP, we're just not going to get through that. So yeah, save comes in, plenty of money to get back through. AWP out here for Magnum. So yeah, looking good buy-wise, but YK really quickly back into it, you know what I mean? The rifle is there, and yeah, looks kind of impressive so far. We'll see. There's a lot more work to be done, but they will be very happy with the early buy finding success.
Let's see. Oh, spam up mid. Small bit of damage, nothing really too substantial. It does look like it's just a pretty standard default coming in. Interesting jump here around the edge of the smoke. Magnums doesn't see him, but apparently Zoking has vision. That is nasty. It's such a weird smoke as well, because there's a slight gap where you think, okay, if there's someone there, I'll see their feet. But obviously he's up on the chair just jumping, so there's absolutely no vision being had. Zoking manages to get the vision above the smoke, and with that, an opening kill in favor of YK Gaming. The Mongols are in a very rough spot. If they lose this round, their economy is destroyed. At that point, then YK go up 12-8, and if they win that next gun round, it's pretty much done and dusted. So the Mongols need to ensure that they pull things back here and now. In this 4-on-5 would be the ideal time to do it as well. They can take out Salmon towards Connector. If they can shut down this mid portion of the attack, then at least they can set themselves up for the retake, and that's a great start by NCL. Machine Gun, though, could be in trouble considering they're swinging on Connector. I like how they played that. I mean, they had a player in Connector in the smoke the entire time, but he doesn't even bother peeking. He waits and lets his teammates get the job done instead, ensuring that they'd keep the control for the afterplant to be played out. And now with a 4-on-2, it looks all but certain that this is going to be their round.
Even the escape going to be difficult here. Choking. Not committing, but he's holding on this backside. They can just about save in CT, and I don't think it's really been considered. Maybe they think they've missed them, and they've already crossed and gone to save, so not going to be the hardcore hunt, even though they kind of have the money to do so. So I suppose that's the one silver lining for Mongols, but yeah, the gap's starting to grow. These couple rifle rounds that we've seen look pretty comprehensive to me. Mongols losing out early exchanges, trying to pull off some aggression, it doesn't really work. And just getting caught in their own ideas. Yeah, machine gun was a big one, right? If he'd been more present on the site, he actually could have been huge, but he had an idea, he stuck to it, as you so often do as a player, and just got screwed. The timing, the RNG aspect of what the other player's going to do didn't really work in his favour. He's now on the UMP. Don't know, we're seeing a small resurgence of this gun. I don't know why. Are you a fan? Are you a UMP stan or what?
I honestly don't go. I feel like whenever I go for an SMG, I just go simple with the MP9 most of the time.
Yeah, same.
Looking with the opening kill, the UMP is going to get a chance to shine, and it's going to do just that. It's 3 for machine gun. The UMP 4-5, that would have been the 2 next numbers. Unfortunately, he can't find those, but 3 may just be enough. The bomb going down now. They don't have really any control to work with other than the bomb site here, either on the after plant, so they are pretty much trapped in. I like the idea that Freeman going to creep in through the smoke. He's unfortunately bypassed the man up close. Flash didn't manage to catch him either, at least not good enough to allow for that first kill to come in, and in the end Chester's going to be cleared out as well. The defuse easily found. It's 11-9 now, only 2 rounds in the difference. Importantly, keeping 3 players standing here as well. That's kind of the minimum you want on that CT side, especially since the economy is still there for YK to keep the pressure on.
Well, there you go, mate. Don't question the UMP.
That was pretty nasty.
Say?
It wouldn't have went that well for me, though. Wouldn't I?
No, of course not.
Great support from his teammates' flashes and such. Wouldn't have been done without them.
Well, exactly. We definitely don't be getting that in our games. But yeah, for sure, man. I mean, UMP made it. UMP made it. He's moved on to the M4 this round. YK, it's actually, you know, it's one of those blessings in disguise. If they can win this round, it would really, really wreck where Mongols are at. Depends on how saves go and things, but there's a great chance for them to, you know, just see it as a blip and get that economy back in the bin. So, yeah, could be a turning point if YK can win this, getting over the hurdle, so to speak, and towards the finish line. Nothing really coming in the early stages, though. Got this aggressive AWP presence. I think maybe going to start to sniff it out. But it is that angle, of course, especially when you're walking into it. They seem very weary of it. Quick peek round the corner. No shot lands. There is the shot this time around. It's just not quite fast enough. Flash coming in. Nearly caught out somehow. Able to get away there. Rotation's going to start to come in now. This B bomb site all of a sudden is going to have so many players ready to go. And they're all CTs. No kills for that T side. Marek, somewhat savvy of the flank, will catch it. But even then, 4-on-2 to get towards A, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, they really shouldn't be able to do much. A couple of kills maybe would be nice, some further damage, but I don't know how much they can get away with. Really, straight into the bomb plant. The problem is there's a player on short, so he instead goes for the plant there on the opposite side of default, and yeah, that just leaves him open to the CT. It was a risk. I mean, I understand taking it, just hoping that there's no one there in position, because if he can get it planted, it would have been in position for Freeman to play off of. Unfortunately, despite a couple of nice kills coming back in, he just doesn't have time to make use of it. So it is unfortunate. Apologies, scratched my nose. It was bad timing, clearly. Locked out my mic. But yeah, he saves the weapon over it.
Yeah.
Not even, surprisingly. It just got itchy around the
Oh.
neck. My hay fever's been okay, despite the nice weather.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bit breezy as well, isn't it? Maybe not the past few days. I don't know. We've been kind of crazy over here, like 30 degrees.
Oh, we didn't get 30, but we've
ago.
been getting 20 plus with like the most humid weather ever.
Not good.
25-ish usually. We get it a little cooler because we take a lot of rain and stuff from you guys.
Fair. Yeah. Getting hotter and hotter every summer, though, isn't it? You know?
Oh, definitely. And I'm already sweaty. I was going to say a word I can't say there. So I'm not a fan of it. It's different. I mean, I loved being in like the heat in Malta and all.
Yeah.
It's like, it's bearable heat for some reason. But yeah, when it's warm here,
I think as well, you know, our countries are not really designed, you know, the way the buildings are built, and not everywhere has like it's a bit troublesome. It's like outside is sometimes cooler than inside because of the way that like the insulation works.
Does that not happen at other places? I thought that was pretty common.
No, I mean, I think they usually, maybe it depends where you go in Europe. Like I was out in Sweden, there was like no aircon in the rooms.
Yeah, it's not really a thing here.
Bloody crazy.
I have 2 fans going right now though. My only 2 fans.
Seems to be okay. Nice.
Well played. That was the collateral, I believe. Yeah, tagging up the Tech9 player as well. There's not a ton going on right now, so I suppose we can ramble a small bit, but you do still need to be careful in these rounds, especially with an AK on top of those pistols. I mean, we've already seen what could be done with a lot less back on Inferno, so... Was Freeman spotted there? He was now.
I was going to say, it could be massive if he gets in. I think that'll probably be the round with that though, won't it? 5-on-2. No real chance in. Oh, Magnums gets timed on. So player has managed to cross towards Tetris. I think he's not being spotted. Bit weird. Oh, actually gets the kill. I was going to say, what? Salmon? Sir? He's so damn low and gets away with 2. That is ridiculous. Can't get the bomb back into the site, unfortunately, and the kills will come back through. So, all good, but, you know, you're on the minimum investment. You want to get some kind of damage into the round. That's exactly what he pulls off, I guess. 11-11, though. It's wish-making time. YK Gaming, I'm sure they are wishing for that control of the game back in their favor.
I love the out-of-context Asian CS commentary. If someone was listening to you, all they heard was, "Whoa, salmon!" It's, yeah. This is a very, very crucial round, and considering the weaponry for YK, it's not looking all that great. They've got a couple of weaker weapons, including a deagle, but it's going to be an opening kill either way coming in from Salmon. Hit him with an Owen Wilson blow this time. Magnums. Oh, okay. Actually, just gets the one. Already had the deep smoke as well. I'm surprised that wasn't called as a potential play right there, considering they did have a player towards the top of middle, but I guess he was playing a bit too cautiously to actually get that info. So a 4-on-4 now. Zoking hoping to try and catch the player up close on jungle, but he's spotted by Sogu. And it's going to be the Mongols now who have themselves a very, very firm advantage, and it doesn't look like it's going to be toppled either. It's all on Chester. 1 versus 4 as the Mongols are going to claim the lead here. Looking like we could be on track for a 3-map series.
Perhaps Chester. 1 man. Oh, to do it all. One thing he doesn't have is the bomb, but he's getting the kills. Got time to work with. They're split. I think they're going to try and group up here for the 1v2 and play off of that bomb, but NCL, you can see, he's a little slow. He doesn't quite know where Chester's finding himself. Palace is a great spot to go into, though. Big fan of this from Yami. Really smart move. He's going to hear, and he also has that kind of surprise factor from Palace as well. So, really, really solid stuff. They can work off of each other. Yeah, just spot him for the info, not getting too crazy. He'll go... Oh, I was going to say he'll go for the plant and Yami will peek, but he was already going for the peek. So, they avert disaster. Again, though, still able to keep dishing that damage out. So, YK Gaming are hot on their heels right now. Going to go for the half, Dean. So, Mongols. Yeah, now is the time. 1, maybe 2 rifle rounds stand between them and victory here on map 2. So, that certainly sounds like a pretty good prospect to me.
Yeah, the Mongol horde is awoken. It's like the old VP Steamroller. Same kind of visual image comes from it, you get me? Yami in on short. Not ideal, I was going to say, considering he has the op. If they had sent a few of those pistols up short, they might have had a chance at maybe trading and stealing that away. Fortunately, I was going to say that's not going to happen, although Zoking is still in towards window, bypasses the player in the spawn as well, getting a bit of info about what's going on. Problem is now he gets mollied, and I was going to say that sends him into the crosshair of the upper, but for now, he's managing to just be a nuisance. He's wasting time, he's holding off that rotation in through the jungle, and, well, now that his teammates are finding some openings, they actually have a really good shot at potentially winning out this round. This would be a heartbreaking way for the Mongols to lose out on this, what has been a decent streak of rounds, rather. As the op for Marek needs to get a lot of the heavy lifting done. Unfortunately, he's already allowed them the cross with that flash that came in, gets the first player. It's being stuck. They need to do something about it. He's going for the knife, but he can't get it in time. It's gonna be the defuse coming in. It's the Mongols that steal it away there when it seemed like all hope was lost. And that's heartbreaking. YK are going to be kicking themselves. I mean, it wasn't a full buy. They were obviously on the weaker investment overall. They can still come away with a lot of positives, but when you're that close, you've just got to be feeling a bit downtrodden.
I mean, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I'm sorry, like... Oh, man. No automatic weapon, I guess, makes it a bit difficult, but, like, you can see the panic sets in.
The op shot might have done it, to be fair. I mean, it's a fairly standard angle from
or even just get on that
stairs.
P250 and start spamming away, right? Like,
instead of
the
knife.
immediate choice to go towards the knife is, like... Yeah, hard. But, again, you're in the moment. You don't really know... You got a couple teammates up. Surely they'll spam with the pistols. Oh, they're not doing it. You must be on a weird little angle. I got to get in there with the knife, you know, or whatever. You don't know where your mind goes.
And if he wasn't sticking it when you start spamming it with the P250, if he had like stepped behind the smoke, he probably killed you. If you're trying to knife him, he might not even realize, considering how much is going on. Might not hear the noise of it. So there's a few reasons, I guess, why he might have done it that way. But unfortunately, it does cost him in the long run.
Heartbreaking, as you said. At the very least, very, very, very frustrating. As yeah, that was the opportunity to start, you know, to nick it away a little bit, and YK to keep things interesting here on Mirage. But now it is looking like Mongols set up for map 3. Get this. They have to win out the 15th cleanly, I suppose. But closer and closer, getting more and more convincing in these rounds as well. YK, what is the plan? They're just winding the clock down so far. And maybe another B split. They've been fans of those.
Yeah, it has been effective in fairness. Was for the Mongols back on their T side. I think they got a few of their rounds off the back of it, especially later on. Zoking manages to actually already catch Machine Gun there on default. They were trying to bait this out for NCL's position to hopefully come away with multiple kills. Unfortunately, he has to show himself very early on. Tried to help out Sogu, and, well, he's not going to come away with just more than one kill either, so it's suddenly all left onto Yami. It's not going to be expected for him to be on the flank quite this quickly, in fairness, and he spots the head of Van. It looks like he was trying to maybe confirm that third player's position, as he knows one planted the bomb, so he will have an idea. Didn't actually spot the shoulder there of Freeman, sadly, as he just goes in towards where his teammate had just fallen to ensure that he would hopefully have the element of surprise, as YK finally cracked their way back in on this T side. It has been a while since we've seen them put something on the scoreboard, but they do it in a decent fashion as well. It's good enough to break down the economy of the Mongols. If they win out this round now, which they should be doing so, they're going to have potentially another one for free off the back of it, considering Machine Guns on 1300 and then 1850 for Sogu as well. They only get 1900 loss bonus. They're not going to have a very good buy in this next round on the CT side. So, yeah, I mean, this could spiral out of control for the Mongols.
Well, we'll see here. Looking to make the A-bomb side their home. Should be easy enough. A bit overzealous with the execute. I may be unsure of what they're expecting. Yami with the flying USP does a lot of damage, actually. And Machine Gun's going to try and repeat it, but he walks straight into a Molotov, gets melted instantly. Like you say, though, really important round for them to secure that 12th. I think it kind of stops the odds from flipping massively in favor of Mongols for this map. Really does keep their hopes alive rather than having to, you know, change the narrative and win themselves probably the 4 in a row at the very least on their next rifle. So, or maybe they would have gone, you know, somewhere with a risky buy down the middle. So really, really important stuff. And yeah, it sets them up fantastically. You see as that bomb goes off, Machine Gun, Sogo. Hardly any money. Nice little pickup from NCL, though, is going to ease that burden, actually. So that AK really, really helps them out here, as you can see. Allows Machine Gun to get a full rifle buy.
Yeah, I mean, Machine Gun with an AK is scary as well, so it definitely could come back to bite YK in the butt. We'll have to see. But really, the Mongols need to make it happen here and now, because they don't have enough economy. Of course, if they're to lose this round to buy against it, then they're stuck playing for an overtime, and considering they're already down by a map, that will be very demoralizing. So you don't really want that to be happening. Focus on the mid control, at least with one player. A ton of nades thrown in to help him out, just to show the presence, to try and draw some of the players away from the bomb sites, and instead in towards the attempted in towards an attempt at maybe retaking mid. That's not working though for now, so seems like they're just gonna have to stick out this default and wait and see what happens. We're gonna have a bit of a slower round.
Very, very slow here on the contact. It is. It really does. You know, the level of tension kind of picks up massively where we see these early rounds in these games super fast, super aggressive, super in the face, and then it comes to these, you know, 11-11, 12-12, all these types of score lines, and it's just much, much, much slower.
Dink on NCL there through the corner of bench. Machine Gun does get the opening kill, and Magnums follows up at one as well, thankfully, because otherwise they would have been in a pretty awkward spot right now. Instead, it's the Mongols with a bit of an advantage, depending on what Machine Gun can do. And sadly, he doesn't actually get the kills, but it's crazy chaos. No one covering for that bomb to actually go down, suddenly leaving it all onto Marek. The lurking under dealt with swiftly. And Marek trying to force the fight early on before he gets overwhelmed, hoping to take it down into the 2-on-1 before they could actually regroup. I admire the idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. It's going to be the Mongols up to 14. YK, they would have had money to buy no matter what. They get the bomb plant to ensure that they're definitely going to have enough, and they'll have a decent amount left over as well. But really, they want to win it here and now so that they still have their chance of making the win happen here during regulation. Otherwise, it's going to be, at best, a fight for overtime. And, well, that's never fun. But it definitely wouldn't be fun considering they're putting most of their money into this round. They'd still be able to get the buy, but you'd have maybe Salmon left on a weaker weapon. So this is the better of the two chances.
Well, here we go. They were up against it last time. Up against it again. Mongols not messing about here on Mirage. Nuke going to be that third map. Will we need it? Mongols hoping so. They managed to get a player in towards window. Freeman will be taken down early. The peek from Chester is risky to say the least, sir. Meanwhile, that flanking player is a bit of a problem. So go Machine Gun, managing to hold things down. It once again gets weird. Where do they go from here? And, you know, you have to say, you get a player up in window so very fast. At a lot of levels of the game, I'd say that is a winnable round, but not going to be the case here by the looks of things. Marek once again finds himself against 3. Can't find the right spots, and he will get taken down. 15 secured. And the money, it's okay. It is workable for YK, actually. I thought they would start to possibly run out, but those super clean victories are really helping them out here.
I think there was an AK there in front of the player in the CT spawn that might have saved his life. Stopped him from getting headshotted. Either way, the trade likely would have come in, but yeah, 15-13. The Mongols looking like they have it in them to take it to a map number 3. 2 rounds in a row, definitely still doable for YK, but they've just struggled in general on this T side, so I'm not sure how much faith I have in it right now, I'm not going to lie. Slower round again, this time not going to actually follow up their mid play, just putting a bit of utility out. There's going to be some counter aggression from the Mongols. Yeah, they're pushing Machine Gun, I believe that is, up through short. Made the jump across a window, I'm pretty sure. So goes about to find contact in towards under. Never mind, the timing is horrible, and this might work against them now with the player up close. It does. Fortunate to still actually come away with the 1 kill, I've got to say. A 1-for-1 trade is not too bad of a result. The problem is, it's left A open for a very quick split. They had heavily postured themselves over towards B.
Oh, Chester, key frag. Can he get away? He can't. And now, Joe King, able to make jungle work. Gets a little funky. How do they break back in? They're both very split here. I would maybe argue as well with where your money is at. Perhaps just save. Give it another go in the next. Otherwise, that overtime looks pretty damn likely. Magnums has gotten pretty deep into the site here. Smoke onto the bomb. Gonna tap it. By the way, comes in. Oh, the leg lands. There's a player in on the bomb once again with the kit. Not this time, though. Not this time. They will manage to deal now that they've got AKs and we have the full 30 required, Dean.
Yeah, is it going to go further? I mean, on paper it definitely should with this buy that's coming in from TheMongolz right now, but again, we've seen a lot be done with a lot less, so I'm not going to count them out quite yet. They've got a couple rifles, even if one of them's a FAMAS. Should have some decent nades behind the pistols on towards NCL and Magnums as well. We do finally get the pause. I mean, it would have been good before their gun round, maybe. Don't know. Not a professional player, but it does seem like it might have been slightly better when they had the weapons to back up the ideas.
Yeah, probably. But there you are. Sometimes, you know, especially because they've used 3 already. They have been using them. We didn't see so much of that on Inferno. But not quite in the right spot. Almost there.
It's like they're off B slightly. But here we go. NCL still yet to buy, surprisingly. Presume they're about to. There we go. A couple of SMGs, a scout as well coming out. It's not too bad. I mean, they can definitely get something done with this, but YK should be the favourites. They're going to be going straight into an A execute, though. This is a massive change from what they've been giving us so far, where they've really just played off of defaults. Being aware that they're against limited utility, they're not going to be stopped by mollies, and, well, yeah, this might be the perfect play, to be honest. The problem is the scout somehow gets a kill. That is not an easy position to come away with a frag from, especially with a scout.
Yeah, scout's been deadly, man. Sogo through the smoke, able to find the frag with the help of machine guns. Sat at 3 HP. Could be all the difference. Great flash in towards CT as he takes out NCL with nothing but 3 HP. There's the flank in from Yami. Not being held. Oh, Yami. It's effort, but he does get it. Bomb plank coming in. Yami not swinging wide enough to deny. 2 on 2. Freeman going to have to do so much of the work here. The bomb is planted for that CT area. Freeman in a dark. So go, not going to check it. And that makes all the difference. And the movement coming in from Freeman as well. Going to change up his spot. Yami looking for the trade here. Can't get it done. And overtime required. YK Gaming, they are trying to deny this third map as best they possibly can. We'll be back with more info after the break.
this chemistry. One look at you and my heart explodes. Just let me be the one you keep. I'll be right here through the hot and cold. But I'll be loyal to you. No need for drama. Farewell with you. Cry like Impala. Is it important for you? There ain't no bother. No. Hey, 1, 2, 3, just get over here. No need to be sure, no. 1, 2, 3, oh, I want you near. I need you in my life, but alright. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, welcome back, folks. We are here with the overtime, of course. Mirage. It needs to be extended. Inferno was pretty close as well, 16-13. In favor of YK. So YK looking to secure that 2-0. And they are not checking out just yet. So, indeed, Mongol's going to have their work cut out to take us to nuke.
Yeah, I like what we're getting, though. We're getting a close matchup. I mean, whether it goes the full 3 maps or not, this has been an entertaining game for sure. There's been some crazy individual plays. There's been some fun moments with the back and forth. And I think this overtime is set to deliver as well. Again, I mean, nothing crazy from YK. They're sticking with the default. Bit of presence around mid. 1 player in Palace, and then the 2 players actually that were towards B were putting on quite a bit of pressure, just throwing the nades in. It'll limit the nades for the retake if they do hit A, of course, and also make sure if they want to go back B that they're not going to be delayed by mollies and such. So far, no real fights coming through.
Yeah, I mean, for the first round of overtime, usually we see teams just kind of, you know, let loose a little bit. Go a bit crazy. But yeah, much slower, much more patience than I think we were expecting here. A little bit of info from Magnums. He's pushed towards ramp, not super deep in, but he does have something to work with. Smoke goes down in the middle, and Sogo will catch one. I think spot another as well. Looking really good here on the setup. Freeman the first one. Ooh, chime in up your battle here on ramp. It's messy, but the USP is the one to get it done. Now just Freeman. Can't even get the plant here, and we'll be finished off. There you are. Mongols finally get their 16th.
Yeah, unfortunately a bit too late for it to be enough to finish the game, but it's always still a good sign to be able to get that opening round and put a stop to what had been a kind of streak of momentum, of course, for YK to pull it back to the overtime. They won't be struggling for the bye anyway, at least not here, but I mean, if they do lose this one, they might struggle to maybe get the op-out again, so there is that. Overall, though, main focus just on winning this round and trying to come out with at least 1 from the T side. That's going to be the goal. 2, of course, would be fantastic. They're going to be going straight back into this A execute. It worked for them in that final round of regulation, but it was against a weaker buy as well. This time there's utility that should be able to slow them down a little bit. So I was going to say it's a risky play, but no, it seems to be going just fine. Even Sogo going to be traded out. Tried to make the play on triple. That's actually the bomb that has now been dropped towards Connector. And NCL's push through the CT spawn works perfectly. It's just falling apart for YK. It's all on Chester. Trapped in on Tetris, and well, I don't think he's going to be getting very much from this position. He actually manages to get 1 and back out as well. It's a miracle he's alive right now, but I don't think he's going to be able to get any more. At least unless mistakes are made. Okay, peeks into Yami, who is holding the angle as well. How the hell is Chester making this work? How has he pulled this back to a 1v1? I want to say he shouldn't have much chance, but it seems like every time I say that, he just overcomes the odds.
The caster's curse in full effect, maybe, but yeah, indeed, he's really pulling his weight on this one. Of course, the one standing is the fact that the bomb is out on the site, and Machine Gun just plays it patiently. Here's the running, will take him down. Yeah, brought it close. I mean, it doesn't matter all that much, to be honest, in the overtime. You're either winning the round or you're not. No sort of, oh yeah, economy this, economy that. So Mongols set themselves up for an 18-15 scoreline. A flawless first half of overtime, perhaps on the cards.
Yeah, looking like it might be the case. They do still have the off on Chester, at least it was sorted out for him, so that's a positive. considering he was hitting some nice shots there in that previous round, but it'd be nice to see him do it earlier on. He's had a very slow game overall. If you can have that impact, maybe find some openings, that would be ideal. I like this though, this slightly bait and switch setup over him, be a little bit of a change up. We haven't actually seen them play someone really up on the balcony all that often, so I don't think it's going to be expected. And as you can see, indeed, it's not. Machine Gun free Ryan to get himself 2 kills. I thought the third was going to be his as well, but he didn't want to overcommit to it. He could see it right there, but he still was playing relatively safe, just trying to take the attention for his teammate. And well, now it's all on Freeman. He's got 1, but with 3 to go, I do not fancy his chances.
Oh, not going to happen, sir. So, I mean, yeah, looking pretty scary now, isn't it, to be honest with you? 3 quite easy, quite simple rounds coming in from the Mongols. They only need the 1 more to take us to map 3. So, yeah, kind of problematic if you ask me with this one, to be honest with you. So, CT side here of YK Gaming going to have to be flawless as well. And that, for me, is easier said than done.
This is going to be rough. It does seem like Nuke is all but confirmed. And you can see at the top of the screen, 1st to 19, of course. So the best YK can do is give another overtime. Smoke down from Salmon, just trying to force them through it, and well, it does that, but Machine Gun doesn't care. Instant headshot. There's a kill back through the smoke, at least from the op, and Zoking around the edge of it is going to be able to take Machine Gun in return. So while they are forced to actually concede that bomb plant, the numbers are shifting heavily in favor of YK, and it looks like this retake will be successful unless Magnums and Sogu have something crazy to show, and well, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, nice shot the Tech 9 pulled out. It's not going to be able to really have the precision that he needed at that range, though, unfortunately. So it's 2 players left standing. Not as important as it would be in regulation, of course. The main thing is that they get that round on the board, and they have 2 more to go. I mean, yeah, you look at it, you think, okay, their CT side, they're obviously, or their T side, rather, there was obviously terrible. So they need to come out with a flawless CT side, and just thinking flawless makes you think, okay, it's a daunting task. But 2 more rounds in a row on the CT side of Mirage is really not that difficult to make happen.
It's true. It is true. When you're right, you know. So we'll see here. Difficult stuff to roll with. Sogo early into the round looking for something towards B. Nothing really showing. Really stuff here again. A super passive setup, right? 2 in towards CT from YK. Not showing a lot of presence anywhere. Soking. Also playing safe. So, I'm not quite sure what the game plan is here. They've got plenty of utility on both sides of the equation. Mongols perhaps looking to get themselves a B play, I would imagine, off the back of where Sogo is at. Up short. Yep, looks like the B split here, Dean. So we saw this quite a lot in regulation. YK, the passive A setup is pretty solid, actually, but I don't know how well their B setup is going to do.
Yeah, might be in trouble considering the splits coming in, but they do at least have a rotation quickly into kitchen, so Zoking is going to be here to help if needed. Still, the actual immediate defense is going to need to come through with a few kills, and unfortunately it doesn't work for Freeman. Immediately fallen, Marek now being rushed down on the back of the bomb site, can only come away with 1 as well. And that means the bomb's going to be planted with the advantage sitting firmly now in the hands of the Mongols. They have a 3-on-2, and it's Chester and Salmon to try and pull off the retake. Chester's had a few moments, but overall he's been quite quiet, as has Salmon in comparison to what he gave us on that previous map. So now would be a great time to step up. Spots 1 in on default. Unfortunately, they don't really have any utility to work with, and it's just going to be cleaned up by those rifles. There it is. An overtime victory comes true, and well, it's confirming a 3rd map, of course. We're going to be heading on over towards Nuke, which will be interesting because it's a very different style of map than what we've seen so far. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult, I'd imagine, to predict.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? Like, again, is there going to be a lot more pace? I think Nuke hands itself to some of that more mid-round play.